Hi, welcome to the 8th episode in the Erotic School series. Today we're going to talk about the blowjob topic that we had in the post tab. This is going to be delicate, but join me. It's going to be interesting. So, for those of you who are new here, hi, I'm Liana, Holistic Intimacy Coach. This is my channel. This is where I help you get your orgasmic intimacy. And since the late months of 2025, I started the Erotic School series. This is a different way of going about the vlogs. I post in the community tab a topic, and under it I put some voting options. And they're related to the topic, obviously, but they're not necessarily this is right, this is wrong. It's more like how would you go about it, or what would be your preference. Then I take the whole thing in a video, and I bring it up, discuss it here as a coaching vlog. So with no further ado, let's look at the 8th episode, okay, on screen. A man and a woman have been dating for some time. In a private discussion about commitment, the man casually drops the line, "My ideal wife will give me blowjobs every morning." The woman says nothing on the spot, yet she remembers the line clearly. What would you say to the woman in this case? And as always, it's inspired by something that I saw, in this case a video, years ago between two men, one describing how his friend got his partner to marry him and ensured daily service. The voting options. Is that daily morning offering her ideal too? One person voted. Did she check if he has a daily grooming habit? Nobody voted. Did she ask what happens if his ideal wife skips a date? Nobody voted for this. Lastly, did she mention her daily needs from her ideal husband? 5 people voted for this. So, I'm going to start by framing this discussion. I know we see a lot of sick stuff online and a lot of mercantile. I think this is a Romanian word, mercantil. So there are a lot of business-like discussions around marriage. What do you bring to the table? You know, the famous. However, here I want to frame it in this light. 2 people who are mature, developed, happy within themselves, marry because they want to unite their lives and build something together. Okay, it makes sense for the both of them to get married. It's a pleasure, it's an added experience to both of their lives. Okay, that's the point. We make our lives bigger and better if we're together. So in this whole discussion, there's the mention of this, okay? And I want to say here that I'm not going to shame the guy for asking for this. We're just going to focus on both people's agency, okay? Because both of them need to have agency in the relationship, including in the intimate aspects, okay? So with that framing, let's go into the options. The first one was, is that daily morning offering her ideal too? You know, if you're gonna want to have something done to you by your beloved for the rest of your life, the only way then you can expect that to actually be delivered to you in a beautiful way, so this will be a pleasurable, satisfying, and enriching experience for you, is that they also want to do that. Okay, that's got to be said. If it's done under pressure or under the fear of, I don't know, she's gonna get divorced or something, then it's not really going to be a beautiful experience. This is just going to be a task that later down the line she may resent, and the man might also not enjoy. The only way everybody's going to get what they want in that marriage is if it's the ideal of the other person as well. Otherwise, it's going to be a really negative experience overall in the long term. Let's look at the second option. Did she check if he has a daily grooming habit? So nobody voted for this, and it might seem petty at first sight, but I've had people in coaching sessions talking about, you know, morning sex, and do we go to the shower or to brush the teeth or not, and so on. Smell, the sense of smell, and perhaps, since we're talking about oral sex here, the sense of taste is very, very delicate, especially when it comes to body fluids and body smells. It might seem like kind of, you know, what are we, in high school? But it's important to bring it up. while honoring both of them. Like I said, we want both people to have agency here. So if the other person wants to receive something like this every single day, then the one offering that or giving that should also have some needs met. Otherwise, it's going to be an unpleasant experience. Overall, it's not going to be sustainable. Okay, so this discussion, while nobody voted for this, I assure you, the sense of smell and taste when it comes to erotic intimacy, two delicate topics, though they need to be spoken about or talked about. The third one. Did she ask what happens if his ideal wife skips a day? So, in a marriage, a lot of stuff can happen. Maybe somebody needs to travel for work for a few days. Then, the other one's not there every single day. Maybe somebody has a family member that is in trouble and they need to leave a few days to take care of that family member. It can happen. Maybe somebody gets injured or sick and they're down for a few days. Okay, let's imagine flu with fever and all that. So there are cases and situations when that every day is not going to happen, realistically. Now, if we want to look at every day more like a metaphor, okay, his ideal wife will give him blowjobs every day like a metaphor, like very often, but not every single day, literally speaking, then I think we're safer with this discussion because everybody gets sick, everybody can get injured, everybody may have to leave for a few days. These discussions need to be brought up. And by the way, let me tell you that at least in one case, there was a TikTok video that I saw about a year ago. This younger woman, she was like in her late 20s, she was looking for a guy. She had met him because he moved to her town with work, and he had been in her town for some months, I don't know, 6 or 8 months, something like that. And they were in a relationship, they were talking to get married, the man had met her family and so on. And then he left because he was brought back to his hometown, whatever that was. But he never got in touch with her again. Couldn't reach him with emails, with phones, so she realized she had no contact. So she was looking for him. So she posted the video, posted the photo and all that. It turns out the man was in his hometown. He was married for many years. And when that came up, okay, it was nasty for her, it was nasty for the wife. Okay, so the internet found him. And why am I mentioning this here? Because maybe for a certain period of that marriage, either one of them has to leave. And it's not, so they're not together. What happens with that daily blowjob ideal of that man's? In this case, I'm not going to say that this girl gave him blowjobs every single day. No. I'm just saying that this guy had to leave his home for a few months. And as he was away, he found himself another partner. Lied to her about being single. Promised to get married and all that. Okay? He was unable to be single for those months. So I'm saying right now, this is something that needs to be brought up. Okay? Before you get married. This kind of stuff needs to be brought up. Last option here. Did she mention her daily needs from her ideal husband? 5 people voted for this. Well, like I said, marriage is about partnership, and we're looking at the agency of both people in that relationship. And surely, just like he has this need, which we're not going to shame it, okay? That's this guy's needs. Maybe she also has needs of her own. Maybe she wants to be kissed several times a day for a certain amount of time. Maybe she wants to be hugged several times a day for a certain amount of time. Maybe she wants to receive flowers every single day. Maybe she wants to go together with her husband in a very lovely, dovey, smoochy weekend getaway somewhere. Everybody's got needs here. It's not just that, this guy has a need and he's going to get married to have that need met and that's it. This is more like a partnership. This is how I frame marriage. So everybody's got their own wishes, aspirations, and all that. Some of them may come up along the way. I'm giving you an example now. Years ago, I was watching Lewis Howes' podcast, School of Greatness, and I was watching it because Carrie Ann Moss was there. She's the great actress who played Trinity in the Matrix trilogy. She said that at a certain point, while she was married and she had kids, she wanted to become a yoga instructor or a meditation instructor, one of these two. And she talked about it with her husband, and he said, you know what, you've helped me through some of my dreams, and you go, get certified. She had to leave the state or the country. And I'll take care of the kids. And she told the story in that interview, in that podcast, that she's aware that she was very lucky because she was in a supportive partnership. She was aware that not many women have that kind of support from their men, husbands. This is a reality, okay? So that's why I'm bringing it up here, because let's say you discuss, like this joke was, my ideal wife is going to give me blowjobs every single day. Well, maybe somewhere down along the line, you're going to have, I don't know, my ideal wife's going to support me while I work on my startup business. Or my ideal husband is going to support me while I'm going to take my kids, write my fantasy novel, okay? Or maybe, like I'm right now, I've taken a step back from coaching sessions, like I've paused them because I'm mourning. I can't really focus, like I should be there more for the coaching clients, and my focus is not there. I'm still mourning. So and I'm also recovering from the exhaustion and all that. So, my ideal husband will support me through the periods of time when I just take a break from work because I can't. Maybe I'm in distress, maybe I'm exhausted, maybe I got some health stuff that I want to work on, and so on. Everybody's got needs, okay? So this last one that the majority of people voted for, very important. A marriage is a partnership, okay? That's how I frame it. And everybody in that partnership has agency, everybody has dreams of their own, and in that partnership, because that's why we're uniting our lives with other people. Because we want to be part of something greater, and we can be bigger and better than on our own. Okay, I know it's very idealistic, because marriage was what? Set up for passing down fortune, passing down offspring, genetic material, and so on. That's what it was set up as. Okay, I'm aware of this. However, I tend to be a bit more idealistic than just that. So that's what I framed the discussion as. I would love to know what your options are. If you had other options for this, curious, drop me a comment, okay? Like I mentioned in the previous video, there are crickets in my comments. I don't know, is everybody okay? Drop me a comment, even with a heart, just to let me know that you watched so far. Also, I want to point out that right now, while I'm taking this pause from coaching, I am showing up on my Patreon, and the support that I get from that community is very, very important for me. So if you want to support me, you can join. The monthly membership is $12 plus tax, okay? And you can stop at any time. What you get, at least these days, is access to a lot of coaching classes that I used to publish a while back on Udemy, with intimate massages, or a very lengthy class. It was called Naked Nature. It's about all stuff erotic and intimacy. When you're looking at erotic and intimacy for the purpose of growth, okay? To expand yourself, the other person, to be better, to have more intensity, to just tackle. We got a part there where we're looking at 10 different and challenging scenarios in intimacy. Not the ones that I presented here, by the way, different ones. So this is, in my view, an added value to every single one of you who is really serious about growing in intimacy. So if you want to check out Patreon, there's a link under this video. There's a link in my About section or my description. You can always find it. And I'll see you there as well. I would love to see you there. And I'll see you here with other videos. Bye.